Aloha, and welcome to Voices of Truth, one-on-one with Hawaii's future, brought to you by the Kunia Foundation. I'm Ahu Keikahu Cardwell, and here we are today in Ewa Beach, in Blaisdell Park on the island of Oahu. We got a great guest on the show. Let's go on over here and meet her. Sheila, aloha, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
So nice to meet you. Sheila Valdez, right?
Right.
Did I say your name right?
Yes, you did.
All right. Well, we wanted to have you on the show here today because I know you're involved in some really interesting stuff, yes?
Yes.
What is that? Tell us what that is.
We're trying to save archaeological sites, Hawaiian sites.
Hawaiian archaeological sites.
Yes.
From, I guess, destruction, being destroyed, right?
Right.
Wow. And where are they located?
It's located up in Kunia Mountains.
So that's from where we are right now. It's up, way up in those mountains up there.
Yes.
Those mountains that have lots of rain going on right now, right?
Yes.
And that's why we're down here in the sunshine today, isn't it?
Yes.
Good. Good. Well, let's walk this way, Sheila, and talk. So what kind of archaeological sites are these we're talking about?
We're talking about heiaus,
Okay. And
kuna'iwi,
so in other words,
enclosures.
okay, so enclosures, ancient ancestral bones being buried up there.
Yes.
And heiau, which are ancient religious sites, places of like worship.
Right.
Yeah, okay. And how old are these sites, Sheila?
An archaeological study was done, and it's predated to the year 1200.
Really?
Yes.
So we're talking like almost 1,000 years old?
Yes, almost.
Wow.
It could be older.
When were they first discovered?
These sites were discovered sometime in 2003 when an archaeological survey was done in the area. This property was sold to developers, and they're planning to do agricultural farming up there.
Really?
Yes. So there was still some work that needed to be done on this archaeological survey that wasn't fully completed. And we were fortunate to go with the archaeologists on a visit to these sites. Traveling and looking at all of these archaeological sites, we felt the need that we had to do something about it.
Yeah.
You know, to protect it and save it from destruction.
Had you ever been involved in something like this before, Sheila?
Never.
Wow. So this is a whole new thing.
It is, yes.
Wow. So, I mean, it was literally like you're minding your own business at home.
Yes.
Your phone rings one day, you get the call, and the next thing you know, you're up there looking at this, and it must be an amazing place.
Oh, it is. It is very amazing. It takes you back, you know.
Right, right. And then to top everything off, you realize this whole thing's about to go away. So then you felt, man, I gotta do something. I just can't sit here and be quiet and let this be wiped out, right?
Right.
So then what'd you do?
We started holding meetings.
A group of you?
Yes. Yeah. My group, Nabahini Kunia.
Okay.
And we first approached OHA, the Native Hawaiian Historic Preservation Council.
At the Office of Hawaiian Affairs?
Yes.
And told them about this?
Yes.
And what happened?
It's been an ongoing situation where we've been there all the time trying to get the message across, and hopefully we'll come to a point where, you know, someone will step up and say we need to save this. Our goal is to preserve it, perpetuate the Hawaiian heritage, and also to open up to the academics of Hawaii and the university, hopefully.
Wow. In other words, so to do two things: open it up to the public so anybody can go up here and see it, but also to open it up to archaeologists and academians so they can go up there and study it.
Right.
Wow. Okay, cool. So how large is this area up there that we're talking about, Sheila?
We're talking about 854 acres.
850, that's huge.
It is huge.
That's huge. So within those 854 acres, there's how many heiau?
There's one heiau, a significant heiau. And there's one enclosure that we're hopefully studying to see if it is really a heiau or if it was a hale.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. And then what else is up there?
There's burial sites on Pohakea Pass Road.
Right.
Leading up to Pohakea.
Right.
There's other sea enclosures, C-shaped pohakus. There's petroglyphs on these pohakus.
Really?
We also have a ki'i pohaku that is very significant, and that's been our main goal to preserve that stone, because right now it's in the open, and we're still working on preservation of that pohaku, but
Wow.
it's in danger.
Pohaku means stone in Hawaiian, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so how large are these stones?
Vary in size, but this pohaku we're talking about is about 30 inches wide.
So pretty
Yeah,
significant, pretty
yes,
big one. Okay, and so these stones literally contain a lot of the information from the past, or what occurred up there, who was up there, what they were doing up there, the purpose of those structures up there, and the importance of those things to the culture. Like a message from the past.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, to say nothing of the people that are buried up there.
Right.
And obviously nobody wants to have their ancestors' graves disturbed. So really what we have up there is a cemetery.
Yes.
And that's what we call it in modern day terms, and nobody wants to have their grandparents or parents dug up so somebody can come in and plant something. Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's really amazing. You were at home one day minding your own business, the phone rang, you got the call, and you went up there, and you saw this place for the first time. So when you saw it for the first time in its original condition, what was it like? Describe that to us, please.
Oh, it was an amazing thing for me to see something like that, because I've only heard about it and never saw the actual sites up there.
So you've never seen it? You've never seen a heiau before?
Oh, I have seen heiaus on other islands, but not there.
Yeah,
Yes.
gotcha. Gotcha. So describe what it was like. I mean, was it overgrown with brush, or?
Yes, there's a lot of Christmas berries up there, invasive trees there, and so dead branches are all over, and there's tall California grass growing there too. So it needs a lot of work.
Wow, so it was kind of hidden for hundreds of years, I guess, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Has any of that been cleared away yet?
Well, to clear up all of those areas that we've found so far has been a big task. We go from one side of the property to the other, trying to clean up these areas, but we do have some areas exposed. We invite the public, and we've had supporters that have come and helped us clean. And we just recently had a school group that came up there to help us clean also.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, and what's it like for them when they come up and see something like this for the school kids?
Oh, they're all amazed to see all of this, yes. And, you know, everybody works happily, and it's just amazing how the feeling of satisfaction of cleaning up the area and exposing all of this. And we talk to the children and our supporters about, you know, what was there before. And we've read some articles and some books about this area being schools up there.
Schools? In the past?
In the past.
Wow.
Yes, it's mentioned in Kamakau's book.
Samuel Kamakau's book.
Yes, Samuel Kamakau.
And what kind of schools were up there, Sheila?
Schoolhouses.
Oh, you mean like from the 1800s or something? Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So this was populated as recently as a couple hundred years ago then, maybe 150 years ago.
Yes.
With wooden structures.
No wooden structures. I think it was just all kept in its form.
I see.
Yes.
Wow. But there were...
We haven't seen anything made out of wood. Or...
So it was all made out of rock, pohaku.
Just pohaku.
But they were buildings though? Covered buildings? No?
Covered buildings.
Wow.
Yeah.
So even back as recently as 150 years ago, they were using the site as places of learning and schools.
Yes.
So it sounds to me like maybe they were using it for something like 800 years straight before it became, they stopped using it for whatever reason, yes?
Yes.
This sounds very exciting because it's like this mystery that you're uncovering a little bit at a time, like peeling back the layers of an onion. And like any good mystery novel, you don't discover it all at once.
Yes.
It happens piece by piece by piece. And I guess that's what really keeps you going, doesn't it? Because it keeps getting more interesting and more interesting and more interesting.
Yes.
You mentioned there was an archaeological study you had done up there. What did they discover? What did they come back and tell you once they had gone up there?
This archaeological survey was done in 2003. It was done when they wanted to do a landfill up there. And so all these sites are in that study.
You mean they wanted to fill all that thing in with fill dirt? Oh my goodness. Wow.
So that's been known for a while.
Right.
And then there was a recent survey that was done by the developers. But from the previous study, it says that there's 8 sites there that should be on the register.
Wow. So there's no gray areas, no ifs, ands, or buts. It's very clear in what it says.
Yes.
Yes? That these need to be preserved because they're important.
Yes.
Wow. So anciently, do you think that there were schools there? It was a place of learning going like hundreds, almost 1,000 years back?
I would say so.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, and how do you think you'll find more information? I know, Samuel Kamakau's book is one way, but what are some of the other ways you might discover what all was going on up there over those years?
We would have to go back to the kupuna of the area and see if they have any oral stories for it.
The elders, talk to the elders and see if any stories have been passed down through the ages, yes? As well as, I suppose, excavation.
An excavation.
Things like that. Wow. Would you like to have that place once again be a place of learning, a school?
Yes, very much so. Yes.
Would be nice.
Invite the school children to come up there along with the university, and maybe the children can learn from the university students. This has been a work in progress, so hopefully we'll get to that point, and we also have supporters that are helping us along with this.
Okay, and I presume, correct me if I'm wrong, but none of you had any experience in this before?
None whatsoever.
And so your entity, Navahine o Kunia, was created specifically for this?
Yes.
Wow, and how did the other 3 ladies get in the picture?
They're all hands-on, pretty much. We all meet and discuss certain issues, and there are 2 women up there who also owns part of the property. They bought into this development, so they're farming, and they're also raising their livestock there. So they're there on the property, which is a good thing. And that can be hard sometimes.
But they're there, but they also realize the importance of preserving this, right?
Yes.
So that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Plus eyes and ears up there,
are always good.
Are always a good thing. So Sheila, how did this work? I mean, when you were sitting at home one day and you got the phone call and they told you, did you call these other 3 ladies and say, you're not going to believe what I just heard, or how did that work?
Well, one of them called me and said if I'd like to go with her on this reconnaissance with the archaeologists. And I took the opportunity and went up there.
Wow, so it was like, come here, I want to show you something.
Yes.
You're not going to believe this.
Right.
Wow, and the minute you saw it, you were hooked, huh?
I was hooked, yes.
Wow, what did you see up there that hooked you? What did you feel up there that hooked you?
There's a lot of mana, and it's a very spiritual place. There's a lot of people that we've shown and have come and seen what's there, and just being there, it's just a wonderful feeling that we can all sit down and talk story, and it brings out a lot of inner feelings and emotions, and it's a spiritual place. It's hard to explain. You have to be there and see it and feel it.
You said you've been to other heiau before. And how does this heiau compare in what you felt to the other ones? Well, I mean, were they all like that? Did they all have that same effect on you?
No, I've been to Kealakekua and seen that site there. It's very different. This one is more soothing, more. It's very warm. It's very warm. It's inviting, and it just surrounds you with love. That's the way I feel when I'm up there.
I like that. It surrounds you with love.
Yes.
Sheila, why is it important to preserve sites like this?
It's important to preserve and perpetuate the Hawaiian culture. A lot of it is dying. There's so much to learn about this. Back in the day, a lot of things was called Kunia, where, you know, you'd have to be in the family to know about these things.
So it was kept quiet, kept secret.
It was kept secret, yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to bring it out in the open and let the world know what we have here.
And so, but why is this one, this particular this site up in Kunia? I mean, because there's, you know, there's lots of heiau throughout Hawaii. Mm-hmm. Why is this one so special to be preserved?
There was a story about Hiaka coming over Pohakea Pass on her way back to the Big Island. She was on her way back from Kauai with Lohiao to take him back to the Big Island to Pele, and she got off her canoe and walked the trail and walked up to the pass, and when she got up to the pass, she turned and looked at the canoe down in Ewa.
Right.
And so that's very significant historical story.
Wow, so in the mo'olelo or historical stories of Hawaii, this place is mentioned in there.
Yes.
And very significant gods or demigods are named as having been there.
Yes.
Wow. Wow, wow.
There's also a story about Liholiho used that pass to go over to the other side.
One of the rulers of Hawaii, one of the Mo'i. Kamehameha the third, that's right. And he used it for what?
To travel to the other side.
Wow. So actual royalty actually passed by this site.
Yeah.
So they obviously knew where this was. Amazing. 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 What do you see this site is able to teach the children of Hawaii, Sheila?
The stories of Hawaii, of old Hawaii. That should be continuously, the knowledge that should be passed down through generations. So the Hawaiian people know where they came from. This site is significant in the culture. And it's also a place, I think, for women to come and to be healed. For me, it's a healing place for me, and I love to go there and pray and, you know, just let it all out up there. And it's been very forgiving, and I think it's really a place for healing also.
Do you know, Sheila, if in the past it was a place for women? Or was it for men and women?
It was for men and women.
Okay.
And it was also said that this area, the low chiefs were there also. And
the lower chiefs?
The low chiefs.
Okay.
Lived there. And this was also a place that they came to, the women came to stay before they hanai'd at Kukaniloko.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, Kukaniloko being one of the royal birthplaces on Oahu.
Yes.
So this was a stopping point before they went there.
Yes.
Wow, very interesting. So what you just told me taught me something, that not only was this a place of cultural worship and learning, but there are actual people living up there full time too, yes?
Yes.
But not anybody could live up there. It was just certain people, certain chiefs.
Right.
Wow.
It was a place for chiefs.
It was a place for chiefs. So that pretty much ensures its importance in the culture.
Right.
Yeah. And you're right, there are not that many heiau left on Oahu, because unfortunately on this island they keep pouring more concrete and more concrete and more concrete, and building more and more and more houses, tract houses. So a lot of these places are disappearing or under threat of disappearing, aren't they?
Yes.
Wow. Now, do you plan to grow your group from 4 wahine, 4 ladies, to grow larger?
Yes, definitely.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? We'll put the call out, folks.
Yes.
Yeah, so in other words, you need more people.
Yes, we do.
More help. Great. How do you plan to do that?
Hopefully more public appearances, more emails, and just from the connections that we've made, it gets passed on.
Great.
To other people.
So you go out and do public talks about the place?
No, but we have done several events and brought it out to the public.
Wow.
Yes.
And what's been their response?
The developer, the people,
the people you, yeah.
Oh, from there we've had a lot of people and come and show up at our cleanup days. Yes.
So their attitude is great. How can I help?
Right.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Great. So how many people do you think you need to make this happen?
Just about everybody that's interested in learning the culture and preserving the past.
Wow, that's great. That's great. That's great. So Sheila, what does a place like this have to teach? You know, the people of Hawaii. What can it give back? You know, because you go up there and you contribute to restoring it, but obviously when you do that, it gives back to you. What can it give back to the people that come up there and help bring it back to what it was?
It's simply the Hawaiian culture, to preserve it and to keep it, to perpetuate it forever for our children and our children's children, and to be passed down through generations of the Hawaiian people. Because all we have here on this island pretty much is concrete, and they don't have a significant place that they can go to enjoy and to see what the past was like.
That's really very well said. Did you ever think in a million years, Sheila, that you would be involved in something like this?
No.
This is one of those things that kind of sneaks up on you, right?
Yes.
You're glad you got involved, right?
Yes, very much.
Great, great. And so, you know, Sheila, we have people who watch Voices of Truth one-on-one with Hawaii's Future here in Hawaii, but we also have people, viewers all over the world who live outside Hawaii who watch it. And, you know, probably somebody's watching this right now, and maybe, you know, a young girl, and they're sitting there thinking, she's thinking to herself, well, you know, Sheila's a very brave lady. She can do that, but I don't think I ever could. What would you say to her?
Nothing's impossible.
Nothing's impossible. Because?
If you have that feeling of wanting to give back to the Aina, it'll give back to you.
If you want to give back to the land, it gives back to you.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Very well said. What do you see the future of Hawaii as? What's it like? What would you like to see it to be like?
Here on this island, it's just being overpopulated. Of course, we can't control the growth of people coming here because it's such a beautiful place. Everybody wants to make Hawaii their home. Hopefully we can all live in peace together. There's a lot of people here that don't know the custom of, you know, being Hawaiian. And everyone needs to learn.
They move here, but they don't know the culture.
Right, they don't know the culture.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually, it sounds to me like a place like up there in Kunia could really contribute a lot to people in terms of their awareness, not only what happened in the past, but what's appropriate for today.
Right.
And also what's appropriate for the future and what the future could look like. And all people really have to do is go up there and see it. But before they can do that, it has to be restored by dedicated people like you. Great.
Yes.
Great. Well, what a great place to leave it. Sheila, thank you very much. Mahalo for being on Voices of Truth. Please keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. I hope your group of 4 turns into like 400,000.
That would be good.
So you can have a huge crew up there, get this thing restored, because when you do, we'd love to come back up and see see what's up there. It sounds fascinating. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And to our viewers, mahalo for joining us on this very special visit with Sheila, talking about the heiau up at Kunia. Remember, you can watch us on the web 24/7 on voicesoftruth.tv.com. I'm Kahu Cardwell for the Kuani Foundation. And until next time, ahui ho! Mahalo for watching Voices of Truth one-on-one with Hawaii's Future. Watch us on the web 24/7 at voicesoftruth.tv.com. You'll find all our shows, including this one, in case you want to see it again or share it with family and friends. Also view our weekly video commentaries at freehawaiitv.com. And check out our blog, published daily, at freehawaii.info. It's all part of the Free Hawaii Broadcasting Network.